Go.
All right.
One,
I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, does anybody remember Dolly the sheep? She was the first mammal clone back in 1996. She had about a 6-year lifespan before she developed lung cancer and arthritis and had to be euthanized. Today, I'd like to persuade you that we should include medical cloning into medical practice today. A couple of the things I want to cover are the history of cloning, what we want to do with cloning in the future, and a couple of the ethical implications involved with medical cloning. So, you can't know where you're going until you know where you came from, so first thing I'm going to cover is the history of cloning. Now, the first instance of cloning is back in 1880 when scientist August Weismann decided that cellular information diminishes each time a cell is divided. In 1938, Hans Spemann transferred a nucleus into an egg without a nucleus, thereby creating life. In 1952, Briggs and King are the first to actually clone tadpoles. In 1978, The Cloning of Man, a book, sparked worldwide debate over whether or not cloning was ethical or going too far in the way of science. In 1984, twinning is announced. In 1986, a cow is twinned. A twin of a cow was created using a cloning process, but not the exact cloning process. In 1995, nuclei placed in an inactive state before they were placed into an egg actually breeds life. So we're slowly moving on to cloning becoming an actual practice, an actual medical practice. In 1996, as I mentioned before, Dolly the sheep was cloned, first mammal. She lived for 6 years. During that 6 years, she actually produced 6 lambs the old-fashioned way. And like I said, she developed lung cancer and arthritis and had to be euthanized. In 1998, Japanese cloned 80 mice, some of which are clones of clones. Another cow was also cloned in 1998. And also, in 1998, there was an announcement to begin the cloning of pigs. Now, pigs are very close on the biological level to humans, so they want to clone these pigs in order to use them in organ transplants and the like. I got most of that history from www.reproductivecloning.net, so if you'd like to look more up, feel free to go ahead and take a look. So now that we've covered the history of cloning, let's cover what they want to involve cloning in later on in the future. One example, the Human Genome Project, that was completed in 2003, it was mapping the human genome. That has actually moved cloning ahead. They're hoping to help heal heart attacks. People who've had heart attacks have dead cells in their heart, so they want to clone good heart cells, place them where the dead cells are, that way the heart can actually operate. They're also coming up with a cure for cancer. Now, personal story, my father died from lung cancer back in 1997, and if they had been able to cure cancer via cloning back then, it would have been excellent to me. So I have a little bit of personal stake in this. They're also talking about cloning kidneys, taking failed kidneys, cloning the good kidney, and then placing it back into the human body, thereby having a better kidney. You can increase their lifespan because everybody knows somebody with one kidney doesn't have very long to live. They're also talking about curing damaged spine cells. Spine cells damaged, they're going to inject some new spine cells into the spine itself. That way people are going to start walking again, people who couldn't walk before. So that's also, I mean, if you can't get excited about this stuff, I don't know. I mean, it's very exciting to me. I'm hoping that it's very exciting for you as well. According to www.stewards.edu, scientists are attempting to cure Parkinson's disease using medical cloning. Ian Wilmot and team already started work on something called gene therapy to cure cystic fibrosis. So again, cloning is definitely helping in the medical field. Hopefully we can move forward and use this, and it will save a lot more lives. Now that we've covered what we want to do with cloning, let's cover a couple of the ethical implications involved in cloning. A lot of people are saying that the clone is actually a carbon copy and has absolutely no soul. Not when you're cloning organs. We're only talking about cloning organs, not entire people. I mean, my aim is to not clone people, get rid of those people, and harvest the organs. It's not what I'm for. What I am for is actually cloning the actual organs themselves, being able to use in transplant surgery. Somebody had mentioned about cloning a new Hitler, or cloning a new Mussolini, or some other tyrannical despot. That's purely science fiction. I don't think Hitler has clones stacked somewhere far away, waiting to unleash them upon the world again. It's really based in science fiction, so I wouldn't worry about that sort of ethical implication. Again, you can't have success without failure. People are afraid that the fetuses are going to die when they clone them. Like I said, we're not cloning people, we're cloning just the organs. The Wellcome Trust from www.geneticfutures.com is talking about therapeutic cloning. There's a potential risk involved. Yes, there's a potential risk in everything, but again, no risk, no reward. So you need to forge ahead with these things in order to create a better world. People are talking about playing God. It's not about playing God. It's just creating organs. It's just like a mother and a father decide to have a baby. That's creating life. That's almost like playing God, but nobody gives us any sort of trouble when it comes to having a child. An imperfect clone has no chance. It's really no different from a sick baby. Unfortunately, parents give birth to sick children, and they don't make it past the first couple months of life. It's a fact of life. It happens. We need to deal with things like that. Now, there are a couple of scientific implications in that, but really, again, we're just talking about organs here. So, now that I've gone over the history of cloning, how I want to use medical cloning in the future, and a couple of the ethical implications, I really hope you're a little more well-informed when it comes to cloning. Now we can save more lives than ever if we were to just forge ahead with this stuff. I thank you all for your attention, and have a great night.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.